Hi, it's the Love Guru Blair, and today I wanted to talk about getting people to listen to what you have to say. And I wasn't actually even planning on making this video today. I wasn't planning on making any videos today, but I was inspired, and I have been inspired a lot lately and really just pushed to be out there speaking about this stuff. In a few months, let me tell you the story that inspired it. In a few months, I am planning on moving. So I have been, I met with my realtor and he was showing me around different places. And it ends up that he happens to be from Boston. And I started asking him, hopefully nobody was hurt of your friends or family and what happened in Boston. And just out of curiosity, what do you guys think that happened? What's the general consensus there? And he started passionately talking about on how, well, before he got into passionate, he just started saying that everybody there is really pissed off, really angry, really want to make things happen. And we got into a conversation, and I started sharing with him my views on it. Because the way that I look at the news these days is that it's just total bullshit to me, which means is that everything just comes across as just so fake to me, so fake. And what I mean by that is there have been numerous incidents that have happened. The the Batman massacre, that was several months ago. Then we had the Newtown shooting. Then there was Hurricane Sandy, which you think that these things might not be related, but they are. You think that all these things might not be related, but they are. And now we have the Boston marathon bombings. And there's much more stuff going on. There's the GMO stuff, there's geoengineering, there's chemtrails. There's so much going on in this world, so much bullshit that is going on. And these things, to me, this is just my opinion, are all related. They're all connected. And there is more going on behind the scenes than what the media is reporting to us, than what you would think. In my eyes, these are not terrorist things. These are not people out to attack other people. They are being set up and brought in, and there's the temptation to say conspiracy going on, but there's just other things going on that if you just do a little bit of research online, I'm not going to go into explaining these things to you because there are people who do these things professionally. Like, go Google Alex Jones. He has a YouTube channel, and I post a lot of his videos, not a lot, some of them, on my Facebook to get the word out there, because when I first started learning about this stuff, it sounded outrageous. The way that he presented this information does come across as like a conspiracy theory. But if you do your research, because my people, you guys are detectives like me. We want info. We want info. We go searching. We're detectives. We want the truth. We're truth seekers. So go out there and start doing the research. First off, that Hurricane Sandy, in my eyes, again, there is no way that that was a natural disaster. I think that that directly had to do with geoengineering. Again, Google geoengineering and see what the government can do. They can make it rain. They can make it hurricane. They can make it, they can change the weather, and they've been doing this for years, and these things have been out in the mainstream media. So this is stuff that has been out there for a long time. So this Hurricane Sandy thing, that was not, in my eyes, Mother Nature. That was the government up to no good, and then things getting screwed up. This bombing going on, again, this is not some other country doing this shit to us. This is America. This is the government doing stuff to us. These are people with secret agendas doing things to us. Why? Right? Because that's the next question. Blair, why would they do this to us? For control, for power, for money. And again, don't be keep an open mind when you're listening to this stuff. Again, do the research. I'm going to point you to Alex Jones because I think that he is just so fearless in reporting this stuff. And we're going to get to this whole, back to my story about my realtor and also about how to get your voice to be heard, because I was talking with this guy and he started sharing behind the scenes stuff that happens in his industry, in the housing industry, with foreclosures and just things from his upbringing that he had experienced as far as like with guns and things like that. And we started getting into this conversation. Now, this is really rare for me to be talking about this stuff because I used to be one of those people that I would be like, oh, I'm not going to get involved in politics. I don't even want to talk about this stuff because it pisses me off, and then no one hears me and nothing gets done and whatever. So for a long time, I stopped sharing it and I stopped even watching it and caring about it. And I said, let other people take care of this. But over this like last week, and I guess it had to do with the final straw for me was this Boston marathon bombing, was that I can't be quiet about this anymore. So my realtor, this guy was saying to me, he says, I don't like talking about politics. Same reason that I used to get. I get pissed off, and then no one hears my voice. No one hears what I have to say. And I'm here to say to you, because you might be thinking this also with things that you're passionate about in the world, whatever it might be, because again, there's so much shit going on. There's so much shit going on. So if it's like animal stuff that pisses you off, or things that are going on with our food supply that are pissing you off, or about fluoride in the water and how horrible that is for us. There are so many things going on. I mean, I get a yearly ultrasound for my breasts. It's just part of my checkup. Now, because I am because I am 35, they wanted me to have a script for a mammogram also. Now, if you do any research for a mammogram, you see how terrible these things are and how they actually increase your risk of breast cancer. So I share this with you because, again, this is another thing that's craziness that's going on in this world. That people need to, but this is policy. This is policy that in order for me to go in there to get an ultrasound, I need to have a mammogram script also from my doctor. And I said, okay, I'll get it. But I'm not having a mammogram if I need to. I'm not doing, like, this stuff is just so ridiculous. So the thing is, the point here is that there's so many crazy things going on in the world that I'm sure that something pisses you off. Something gets you upset. Now, it is no longer okay for me to just sit back and not say anything about it. Just be annoyed on my own. I have, over the last several months, started talking to family members and to people around me that I meet about this stuff. Just sharing the word. Again, I'm not usually a person who talks about politics, but I have to now. And that's the thing, is that you have to too. So any of the concerns and the fears that you have of people not hearing you, people not listening to you, it doesn't fucking matter. It just matters that you are speaking up, that you reach one person, two people. And what is the goal? What is the goal for me? It's not for me to bring you on to any agenda that I have. The only agenda that I have is that you start questioning and that you start researching. And then my prayer and then my push for you is that then you start speaking up about it. Because again, these things happen in stages. And like I said, there's so many screwed up things going on in our world. It is time for us to take control of our world. No longer for us to think of the government like our mommies and daddies, that they're going to take care of us and that they have our best interests in mind. Because we see over and over and over again that they don't. They don't. They have hidden agendas, right? You might have known that, a lot of people were very upset about this GMO bill not getting passed, the law, I guess it was, getting passed in California, which was absolutely crazy. Who wants to eat food that is chemically altered? I mean, if you think about this stuff, it makes no logical sense, and that has to do with everything in our world, the crazy shit that's going on. If you just think about it, it makes no sense. But that law didn't get passed. Why wasn't it passed? Because money was pumped in for people fighting it. The companies that benefit from it, Monsanto and these other ones. So what happened was, well, what happened? Well, I don't know all the specific details of when this happened, but Obama just signed through that now no one can sue Monsanto. I think it's like a couple of months period of time, or maybe a year or whatever. Again, I don't know the exact details, and that's why I'm telling you to Google it. But he just signed in that Monsanto is now not accountable for anybody who gets sick or anything terrible that happens from eating these GMOs, which lots of terrible things have been happening to people. Now, the American public cannot sue Monsanto. So they're not being held accountable for their actions. So again, there's lots of crazy stuff going on, and whatever it is that is upsetting you about what's happening in the world, whether you think that people are listening to you or not, it's important that you speak out any way that you can. Whether it's that you start writing. So many of you guys have a gift to write, or have a gift to speak, or have a gift with working with like objects, like taking pictures or doing videos, or again, whatever your gift is, it's important for you to just step up. Step up, because if you're reaching one person in your video, that's all what matters. It's not, you know, as much as our ego says that we have, you know, no one's listening, and we have to reach a lot of people in order to make an impact, it's one person at a time. And if I can get you to start questioning these things and then start sharing this with other people, because, you know, again, I was doing this research for a long time, and then it was just over the last maybe 6 months that I started talking about it to people and start getting them to question and start sharing the links with them so that they can start learning about it themselves. But really, the world needs us. As you see, the government is not taking care of us. They don't have our best interests in place. There's morality issues going on here and integrity stuff going on here. And, you know, we like to think, oh my God, I love this. And I do like this country. And I'm happy to live here. And I want it to be a more just society. Rather than people with secret agendas looking to be ruling the world, taking over. So this video is longer than I prepared it to be, than I planned it to be. And I know that there's so much stuff that I could share about, because there's so much going on inside of me that I just feel so called to be sharing. The point here is that in order for your voice to be heard, you have to start expressing yourself. You have to start feeling like your words matter, that your message matters. Because so many spiritual people walk around there so quiet, so meek, so quiet, so shy, so embarrassed. And it's time for us to get over our insecurities and start sharing with the world what we believe. What we believe, because that's what you are here to be doing, is to be leading people and to be changing and sculpting this world so it's a more honest place. And who wouldn't want leaders who are spiritual people, who are awakened people? And that's where your sensitivity really comes into play, because we're people who look at all sides of the story. We're people who are in integrity, who want to be sharing the truth, who do share the truth, who really care about things. That's the people who we want in charge. That's the people who we want leading. People who do things not because, oh, I'm going to make a lot of money, or I'm going to be having control and power. We're doing things because they're right. That's the people who we want to lead us, and that's you. That's you. Your sensitivity, that is what is the gift here, because you care about people and because you care about doing the right thing. So first, you need to start understanding that what you're sharing does make a difference and that people are listening. And don't go by views on YouTube or likes on your Facebook page or comments on your Facebook page. That's how our ego will try to pull us down. That's how our ego will stop us from sharing, being like, you see, I knew that my voice doesn't matter. I know that people are not listening or not watching because I'm seeing how many likes I get or how many comments I get or how many views on YouTube or, again, whatever the medium that you're using. Don't let your ego pull you down. Start sharing your voice and start caring about what you're saying and start knowing that it matters. And when you do that, other people are going to start paying attention to you too. Other people are going to care about what you have to say. And everybody, I'm sorry, but the time is now. The time is really now that we need to grow some balls and get out there and start sharing. Start sharing on how we're unhappy about these things that are happening in the world. And I'm going to tell you that these things are so-called terrorist attacks or crazy men on whatever antidepressants or psychotic issues or whatever. That's not the whole truth. That's not really any of the truth. There's other things going on here so that the government can run their own agenda. And again, I'm not going to go into it. Maybe I will in another video. I just feel that Alex Jones, Google him, watch his stuff on YouTube, Infowars.com. I think that he is the one who is the king of this. So go watch him. I'm here to encourage you to speak out. It's not about one person or two people speaking out. All of us have to. All of us have to start gaining our power, taking back our power, and start speaking up. I hope this video helped you in some way. I hope this video inspired you in some way. And I hope that you please share this video, make your own post, do something. Please do something. Research. Get those questions in your mind and start looking for that information and start sharing what you know with other people. Even if it's just people close to you, start sharing it and start getting comfortable being more and more in your power. I wish you the best in love. Bye-bye.